Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the Charlotte Silver Wolves. In our previous episode, we said goodbye to an absolute Silver Wolf legend. Silver Wolf? Silver Wolf? Silver Wolf. As Andy Giacoletto accepted a contract with the LA Dodgers. Um, I'm not going to lie, it hurt a little bit to see him go. And the Dodgers got a pretty good deal. It just wasn't as good as the one that I expected. So, replacing him is going to be an interesting job this season. Some of these are old friends. Mike Bush, now first baseman Gunnar Henderson, Sergio Zapata, and Kellen Bulkley are all long-standing Silver Wolves with track records of success. Alejandro Aguilera was one of my most surprising upgrades in the offseason. I did not enter the offseason looking for a third baseman, but I got one for pennies on the dollar. Who's also really good defensively, so that's going to be pretty nice. Is it going to be enough to replace Giacoletto? I mean, if he stays healthy, that'll be a pretty big advantage. Alejandro Rivera is back once again for even more baseball talent. Which is excellent news. And then our new up the middle combination is going to be Dusty Hackett, who still shows having pitching. What? Okay, good. No, I have to do this. Stop letting him pitch. Just don't. Okay? Just don't. And then Ernesto Rosales. At a bare minimum, we have top tier defensive infielders. But replacing the raw offensive potential of one Alejandro, Andy Giacoletto is going to be really challenging. We're basically counting that Aguilera can be as good as Giacoletto was offensively, which I think is a little bit too much to ask. I expect this to be a down year, to be perfectly honest with you. I still think we have a strong enough pedigree that I'm pretty confident that we're going to make the postseason again. And once you get into the postseason, anything can happen. But I don't feel as sanguine about our chances here. We really need some of the youngsters to really make a big push this year. Something somebody recommended, and we're definitely going to take him up on this offer here. He's going to start. Make him a fucking starter. Stop making him into being a reliever. I need volume. I need him to be pitching inning after inning after inning to get to the point where we can actually trust him in the majors. Diouf is here to be a reliever. I'm happy to let him figure it out in his own time. Okay. I will take a quick peeky peek at the waiver wire to see if there's anybody especially interesting here. Jorge Ventura sucks. I know he's got an overall 51, but he just sucks. Like, this is not a good pitcher. He is like the guy you put at the back of your bullpen to absorb the occasional inning. That's not a good player. I like JD Moore a lot, actually. There's a lot to like about how well-rounded he is as a first baseman. We're going to make that happen. I will find a way to open up a spot for him because I think he's that good. Escalera took a new contract for a lot of money. Lovely. Now, Mr. Moore here is undoubtedly out of options, which is probably why there was an issue there. Yeah, Andres Uribe, you can depart. Return to your home team, because JD Moore is better than you'll ever be. Sorry, bro. It's just facts. It is straight motherfucking facts. I would love to upgrade the middle infield. Not enough to do too much about it yet, but it is a consideration. To be sure. The Lemon and Ortega can both enjoy their time in the minors. Neat. Basically, our best chance to ensure another trip to the postseason is to do something about the Yankees, because the Yankees are what I am most concerned about. Player development. Anything wild happen? Some players got worse. Joey Newton got better. That's good to see. Um, yeah. Walensky got worse. A little bit worse. Mike Anchor got better. Josh Fry is about the same. Dave Larson got better. I can basically print guys in the 30 overalls. The problem is that's not nearly enough to replace the talent we've already lost. And eventually Zapata will decline. And once that happens, I think we're going to be in for a bit of a dark age. But we'll see what happens. Getting Ethan Varner back is fantastic. Or maybe it's not. Maybe we actually just trade him now while we still can. Um, hmm. It's not that he's a bad pitcher. It's that I am mortally afraid of his ability to throw strikes consistently. I think trading him now is reasonable. I will take any interesting prospect. Just give me a single one. Really? Really? No, I do have some money. Um, but I don't want to waste it. I'm not going to bother with Mike Jorgensen and the rest of these guys is just taking on money for the sake of taking on money. So I will politely decline and simply demote him. No, I'd probably put him in rehab. Let's see if some time in rehab can potentially revitalize his career. In case you missed it on Reddit, this is a good time to talk about this now. I know that I promised in August that we'd be playing Victoria 3 on the channel. The truth is, I haven't had time. Um, and especially with what I'm really interested in, which is the new update for Crusader Kings 3, Vicky 3 may wait a little bit longer. It's also partially an issue where the game is horribly aggressive in the current meta, and it's just not very enjoyable. Um, so yes, that is where we are. That is where we are right now. Why did I get flagged for you? Oh, you're another member of the class of 2026. Hmm. I think that was the Thomason class. Lame. But yes, so possibly November I'll be playing one of those two games. Quite possibly Crusader Kings 3. But we will definitely see because I want to play both games a little bit more and figure it out. Dylan O'Ray, you have absolutely no fucking leverage here, my guy. Not a single bit of it. Now, personally, I would like you to play over Hackett, but not to the point where I'm gonna just bend over and be like, "Do what you want, man." I don't think so, bro. Yeah, we're not scoring runs very effectively. Hmm. Aguilar is third in the league in home runs, which I definitely didn't expect. It's super early in the season, right? It's super early. I don't have a ton of data, but we are going to have to make some decisions here in the not too distant future. Carrillo got better. Kurt Matthews is getting a little bit worse. Some improvements. Mitch Couples is getting better, which is very good. He's still pretty far away from being in the major leagues, though. I'd like to see his bat develop a little bit more, but he's definitely on a track to major league competency, which is always appreciated. Josh Summer just improved substantially in his velocity, as did Billy Pickering, rather. How is David Leona doing? Is he still in the fucking international complex? He is. No, he is actually playing. Okay. He is just so raw. It's gonna take him so long to get where he needs to get. Okay. So we have one competent hitter this year. Sorry, two competent hitters this year. Mike Bush is awful. Gunnar Henderson is struggling but acceptable. Zapata is badly missing protection in the lineup. A lot can happen in a very short period, so I'm not gonna count us out, but it is about what I feared. Although, holy shit, has Aguilera really been taking to his new role, which is excellent. The bullpen's had a bit of a rough start too. So hopefully, as time progresses, we can start seeing things normalize a bit. I'm not going to get too upset when he's just giving up home runs all of a sudden, but I think we'll let him settle in, and he'll still be the amazing closer that we've enjoyed now for the past few seasons. So lots of time for people to figure shit out. So let's go ahead and advance time through the end of May. We still think he can come back. I just he is a first round draft pick. Understood. I guess so. Cooksey's getting his brains hammered in. Um, I guess we can try Varner. I suppose that is a reasonable decision, but I don't like how it's probably going to turn out. But we can at least give him his chance. Short of Zapata waking up, I think we're just going to struggle to net runs, or he could just get injured. I'm not going to say that completely destroys our season, but it pretty thoroughly weakens our season for sure. Who do we call up? Who is our next man up? Mm-hmm. And, and I don't have a single above average outfielder. I mean, Matthews could potentially play left field. That might be our best choice. Josh Walensky is an infielder, so calling him up I don't think is a solution to any kind of problem, but I think he still might be my best choice. Or Prince Trotman. The problem with Prince Trotman is if we call him up, they're going to want to start him. And I don't want him starting right now, unless Rosales is just playing that poorly. He is playing quite poorly. Let's go ahead and call up Trotman then and give him a chance. Interesting. So Trotman gets benched and Joey Newton takes over in left field. I'm willing to give him that opportunity, okay? Beggars can't be choosers, and begging is something I'm going to be doing from this team for the next several weeks. Um, like, I'm not going to say that Zapata is having an outstanding season to begin with, but we're just a lesser team without him. So we will see what happens as the season progresses, but this is already looking slightly concerning. Yeah, thank goodness the AL East is kind of weak this year, and Tampa is the one that's running away with it. Um, that's a positive. But yeah, maybe I was too. Oh my god, really, dude? You think this fucking year is gonna this team's gonna be the one that gets a fucking MVP? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. Or World Series. I don't know why I said MVP. Might win an MVP. Who knows? But probably not. Damn, son. Good timing. We have a player. Juan Zatino actually could be pretty handy to have right now. Let me go ahead and stick him in AAA for right now, but I could definitely see him making the majors with a little bit of luck on his part. Yeah, okay. Not Jallo. I mean, we're right in the thick of it. We're right in the thick of it. But we're definitely going to need some help this season. More than any other season, I think. And it has to be help that I don't spend a lot of money on. I mean, money is fine. I can actually spend money. I beg your pardon. I have a number one batter of some kind. I beg your bloody pardon. Anything from the Choate? It doesn't look like it. That's disappointing. Oh, of course, it's Rodolfo Guerrero. This just keeps kicking me in the balls over and over again. Yes, Kellen Bulkley is good, but Rodolfo Guerrero will look so pretty in a Silver Wolves uniform. Is fucking Choate just not doing anything? How are you not developing? Are you stupid? No, you're. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it a little bit. Where is Mitch Couples? He is presently in high A. Disturbing. I feel like Ernesto Rosales has to go at this point. We've gotten a season and a half out of him, and while but he's a good leader. I just don't want him starting. If we're gonna keep him around for his leadership, fine. I have 5 captains. I think if any team can lose a captain, it's us. Another question becomes who plays shortstop. I'm happy to let my manager figure it out. I just don't think Rosales is that guy. I don't think he's got it in him anymore. So yes, Mr. Rosales, I have seen enough. I wish you well, but you are a defense only shortstop. And I don't want you on my team anymore. I mean, I don't necessarily want terrible players either. I guess Taj Bradley isn't a bad addition to the bullpen. Like, this is much about getting rid of a bad player as it is about adding a good one. Yeah, I'm okay with this. We can make this trade. Um, Taj, I'm gonna make you into reliever. Barnes is actually pitching pretty well. Let's send Julio Mora to the minor leagues for the moment. Because I am gonna need a replacement hitter, and I think it's got to be an outfielder, and it's gonna be Juan Zatino. There we go. I feel like Walensky is going to be the next guy I'm going to give up on too early, and it's going to bite me in the ass. But yeah, I just don't think Rosales was ever going to be a good player. I just don't think it was ever going to happen. So I will shortlist him, and I wish him well with Milwaukee. But I think it wasn't. It just isn't ever going to happen for him. Mitch Couples is definitely has an opportunity, but the fact he's in high A right now doesn't fill me with a lot of faith right now. We're going to be getting Zapata back soon, which is pretty exciting. Um, Zapata is a pretty nice addition to a club. Hackett is injured again. I don't like this that this could be your breakout year, but you keep getting injured. This concerns me greatly. Like, I really need every edge I can get this season if we're gonna fight and claw and to make it to the postseason. Zapata back is a fantastic idea. Love to see it. Joey Newton's actually playing fairly well. Zatino, not so much. Let's go and send Zatino to the minor leagues. And bring back Zapata. Yeah. Because I bet Dylan O'Reilly's been playing a lot with Hackett out. And to his credit, he's actually hitting quite well. Um, Plus, he's got the flexibility to play in the outfield, too. So I think that feels reasonably good. I need more secondary relievers, I think. I think we're relying a little too heavily on Nate Quinn. And when he has a down year, I don't think the rest of the bullpen can improve. So lots of places we could get better at. Lots of places. Okay. Rodriguez wants out. Giovanni Rodriguez is grumpy. Boy, did I make the right call on him. He has been mediocre at best, signed for a shit ton of money. That was a great trade for me. I know I didn't get a lot for him because Joey Estes wasn't that good. But just getting out from under his contract, I think, was a huge benefit. So I will chalk that up as a pretty good win for me. Let's sim to the end of June. And then maybe reevaluate what we might be able to acquire to help us out here in the season's second half. I think my biggest concern with the current team is that I don't have a way to replace losses. I don't have high ranking place. Oh, Alejandro Rivera, you want me to extend him? I can probably make that happen. Let me give all the minor league coaches an extension. Kevin Dennis Fortier has done a good job, so I will bring him along. Jose Gomez. I know it probably should be Jose, but I'm going to call him Hose. Hose before bros, maybe. Maybe. I have no problem with Cho. Like, it's rookie league. He's more than capable of figuring out his shit. Uh, Scott Austin. Austin has been with this team for so long. I think he's a really good choice to keep around. He's got great relationships with a lot of this team's talent. I think it's worthwhile letting him stick around. What is our chemistry like? Our chemistry equation is flawless. Let's keep it going. Speaking of extensions, if the owner really wants us to keep Alejandro Rivera, and I kind of do too, is he going to give us any kind of a discount? I suspect he won't. I suspect he's going to be like, give me every money you've ever had. What about a 3-year deal? What would that look like? For a 6-year deal, how much is he looking for? I need protection in this deal if I'm going to offer it to him. Okay. It's what the owner wants, and I think he's worth it. Potentially, so I think we go ahead and make this happen. Um, I guess I wonder how much money I have left until he decides if he's gonna sign or not. Nice. Um, he is having a down year, but I think part of it has just been the lack of thump up and down the lineup, and he's still a pretty valuable catcher. So I still think this contract is likely to be, if not perfect, at least decent. I think that's a fair statement. Player who is DFA'd, Jared Russell. I don't even know who this guy is. Who are you? Oh, okay. Yeah, enjoy the minors, my friend. Is there anyone else I really want to extend on this current team? So here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna throw an idea out here and see if it makes sense to me. As I would say, and see what you think about it, but you wouldn't be able to say anything to me in time. Diouf having a breakthrough is nice. I love that. Keep it going. Casey Choda's getting better. His control is now 50. He's now at the point where I would definitely consider giving him some reps in lay big leagues. And then some mostly unimpressive improvements down the line. David Gaona is improving, which is excellent as he's my one high priority hitter. Okay. So Zapata did figure it out, as I knew he would. What do I do with Kellen Bulkley? Kellen Bulkley is the closest thing that I have to a marketable asset right now. And I desperately need to desperately need to refurbish this minor league system. I'd love to upgrade the majors too. But at this point, he's not contributing that much anyway. So I think let's go ahead and try to ship him. I want to start with a package of prospects. And my benchmark here is at least one green. Eh, he's an interesting player, but I don't trust him in the slightest to be an effective player in the long term. Maybe I do just go for the single player because none of these packages are all that enticing. Um, like Baltastuzzi is a really interesting player. The Kansas Cyclone, born in Venezuela, cool, 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 cool. But he is a one-trick pony. If he's not cranking 30 to 40 home runs a year, he's going to be a not very good player. So I think that really causes some concern for me. Um, Luis Barcia could be decent, but he's pretty far away from the majors. Phil Holloman is fine. Hollonen, excuse me. Three yellows. Jorge Rosales is not terribly thrilling. Neither is Olmos, and neither is Soda. Hmm. Hmm. These are just not good offers, in my opinion. They just aren't. What if I asked for a single player? I want the best player I can get my hands on. That is my objective here. I do without paying a lot of my high. I wasn't planning on upgrading my pitching staff, but he is really good. Like, he is stupid good. I will come back to you, but you are very, very clearly in the front seat right now. I do like Eric Anfuso quite a lot. I think he's a talented outfielder, and especially because Mike Bush seems to be ineffective as an everyday center fielder, I would like having a backup there. So, definite possibility there. Albert Morales is just a really good all around outfielder, too. I'll tell you what, if I could get Morales and Anfuso, I would make the trade in a heartbeat. That is what I think it takes for me to pull the trigger. Is basically restructuring my outfield in a meaningful way. Um, yes, I will submit this offer and I will see what you tell me in return. Am I gonna keep Mike Bush at this point? Mike Bush is still a good center fielder that hits a lot of home runs. There's still a ton of value in that. I think Walensky is the play here. Let's add Walensky. And let me see if I can't snag another offensive prospect from you. Probably not. You're probably going to say, don't be greedy, but I want to try. Rodolfo Robles would be lovely, but I'm pretty sure he is not a good. I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to be able to get an acquisition for us. Pascal Artsola is a terrible outfielder, but he is a decent hitter. Hyun Jin Kim is actually a really good reliever. He's got a lot of interest for me. Okay, good, good. Peyton Lapin's not bad. He's just not good either. Let's. Can I get Jesus Morales? Hmm. Nah, I'll just take this deal. Done. So Morales goes to the majors, and I really want Anfuso on the major league roster. And I think that Escobar's value will never be higher than it is right this second. So let's offer you up for a prospect. Plus, his nickname is Pigeon. How could you not want him on your club? I ask you. Nay, I demand of you. Um, Juan Navarro is perfectly cromulent. Um, Seltzery Mike, maybe not so much. You're a decent hitter, but a terrible fielder. Nelson Delgado can't play center. Seltzer definitely can't play center. I think Mr. Navarro is the right play here. Let's go ahead and snap him up. And again, this is not about him being defective. This is about me adding on a new player. Um, that just gives us a deeper outfield rotation. I feel pretty good about this. I feel pretty good about trading Bulkley. Um, I wish it wasn't to a team. Oh no, it's not even to a team there. So let's go ahead and shortlist both him and Walensky. See if either one of them ever turns out to be a special player. Um, Bulkley had that one season that had me convinced he was going to be a genuine partner for Zapata, and then he just hasn't done it since. Everything about his profile tells me he should be an all-star caliber hitter. He just hasn't ever put it together. So you can't win them all, I suppose. All right, who made the all-star team from the Silver Wolves? Sergio Carrillo and Ernie Jarvis both made it. Can we talk about how fucking incredible Sergio Carrillo has turned out to be? Like, holy shit. Um, I'm not going to get too excited about a guy who hasn't had a ton of innings in his career yet, but he good. He real good. He may be the next amazing starting pitcher, which isn't something I expected to solve this year, but I'm happy about it nonetheless. I have two All Stars this year. None of them are offensive players, and I think that's reasonable. Um, hmm. No, Sergio Guerrero never played for me. I was thinking of somebody else. David Guyona made the All Star team, and so did Prince Diouf. All right, I feel reasonably good, even if most of my players aren't being outstanding. As are they just walking Zapata every time he comes up? Hmm. It's fascinating to him because he's actually playing at a pretty high level. It just seems like he's not having enough of an impact. It seems like his power slipped a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, obviously the bigger issue is that he got hurt, but um, yeah, we'll give Eric Anfuso a chance. Um, okay. Prince Traumant is better than Ernesto Rosales. He's still not a great solution to our problems, but he is acceptable. And as these new guys get more time in the major leagues, we can really get a chance to see what it is that they can do. And that might help us out tremendously as well. Alejandro Aguilar has been everything that we wanted him more. I know he hasn't been perfect, but he has been really, really good. And I'm really pleased with that. Eric Infuso. Let's see what you can accomplish the rest of the season. Um, I would like for Rivera to start hitting again, please. Any minute now. Just any minute now. Just give me last season. That's all I really want from you. I don't need you to hit 270 or 300 a year. I just need you to draw lots of walks and hit for lots of power. That's what makes you an incredibly valuable catcher. Now, the real question is what do you do about Ernie Jarvis? I mean, he's the definition of an ace. I really don't think we could let him walk. What are we even talking about for his extension? All of the money. Hmm. Hmm. Jarvis, here's my word to you. I will give you an extension if you win the Cy Young this year. That's my criteria. If you win the Cy Young, I will happily hand you a shiny sack of cash. Probably like a 3 to 4 year deal, not anything longer than that. I think that's where I draw the line. I don't want to invest too heavily in a pitcher who doesn't have great stamina to begin with. So yes, I think that is the right decision here. A guy named Roy won the home run challenge. Congratulations to him. All right. We desperately need offensive talent in this system, regardless of the cost almost. It feels like there's lots of talent available. It's just going to be a question of finding the best fit for us when we actually get to pick, which is going to be later in the draft. All right, Tim Crane, what is your deal? Um, I don't think so. I don't think Tim Crane does it for me. Jim Brown, um, I like you more. Um, there's definitely concerns about your game. You're definitely not a flawless prospect, but I think your eye and your ability to put the ball in play is going to make you dangerous. I'm going to keep looking because I'm not going to jump to conclusions, but Steve Pratt is in fact a bit of a Pratt. He is really well rounded, actually. He's a good outfielder, a nice, well rounded offensive skill set. He's a leader. I have money this year. If there's ever a year to push in some chips and say, I really need high level talent, give him to me, I think this is that year. Um, no. Maybe. No. We're gonna go for Pratt. Fuck it. How much money are you looking for, my friend? You want $9.5 million. I will happily pay you $12 million if you sign. Did I sell for 120 million? No, I offered 12 million. Okay. Yeah, happy to overpay for that. I think that was a good choice for us. I think he's well rounded and is highly likely to be still be a great player later in his career. Quadir Blyden, not as great a fit. He definitely has a well-rounded skill set, but I think an important thing to keep in mind is this. His main vice is he doesn't strike out, and he's got enough power to make other people honest. But I'm worried he actually won't hit for that great an average. Uh, but I think I have to take the best hitter that I can. I'm just not convinced that he is that hitter. Luis Jesus Sterling. Pretty well rounded. Doesn't have as many of the character traits though, which I think actually makes Blyden more valuable. Jeremy Tuck is a fucking dumpster fire in the outfield, so I don't think he's worth it. I think we go ahead and accept Mr. Blyden into our lives and just pay him this 5 million. What do I have 2 second round? Oh, I have a second round pick because of losing Chocolatto. Okay. I think I will take Sterling. We'll give him a shot. Okay, Dakota Goosey keeps slipping. No, that's the right call. He's got middling tools and one really good pitch, which is a changeup. I don't like his chances of having a successful major league career. Resendez can't play the field. Gabe Vega, I like pretty well, actually. He's going to keep the ball down. He will get hit, but he'll keep the ball down. He's got good control, a nice changeup and cutter, and there's always a chance he could explode. I think Gabe Vega is what we're looking for in a baseball player at this point in the draft. I'm just not willing to pay $2 million for a guy who doesn't have a position. Let's try Jim Linden. I know Jim Linden doesn't have a position either, but I could squint and see him becoming a third baseman, or at the very least a first baseman, if his bat can justify it. So I think a small bag of cash is a worthwhile um investment here. I do love my offensive catchers, and he's also got enough glove to back it up. I think he's an excellent fit to join this club. Welcome aboard. Luis Ovale just keeps slipping because he's just not a very good fielder. Darren Heil, oh no, let's not sign him. Let's sign him, actually. I think he is a worthy expenditure of 700 grand. I think he's got a fair bit to offer, even if he is going to be somewhat limited. Mm-mm. Not for a guy who might want like $30 million. That's not gonna happen. Juan Galindo is fine. Um, I'm gonna keep looking, but Dylan Holland. No, he can't play the field. Jeff Anderson cannot play the field. Let's take Galindo. It's not my favorite fit, but I think he's a better fit than anyone else that is presently available. Broderick Greenan is exactly the kind of player I'm going to be taking later in the draft. Good velocity, two great pitches, really good stuff, keeps the ball down, and has enough control, and he's pretty smart and hardworking. I'm all for it. Come on down, Broderick. Uh, Dylan Holland just keeps sliding. And I get why he is. It's because we don't trust him to ever become a good fielder. And especially in a league with no DH, I don't think he's a good investment. But it is curious that he just keeps falling. Bobby Day's not bad. There's Sven Vadeboncourt. Decent defender, but his offensive skill set leads me to believe he's like a fourth or fifth outfielder. And I'd like to aim a little bit higher if we can. I think Mike Barker is a good pick. One moment. That was a deeply unsatisfying sneeze. I blame the internet. Chad McNeil is fine. We're getting to the point in the draft where fine is, well, fine. Like, it's hard to find any players where you're going to be like, oh my god, this is guy's a 26-time All-Star waiting to happen. Um, Ethan Mullins is pretty decent. Do you know what I'd love to have in the batting potential? Uh, Give me that avoid K's and Babbitt potential. Um, no, I'm not going to pay that much money for Ethan Mullins. I think that's where I draw a line. Yeah, we're kind of in that part of the draft where there just aren't great players left. Joe Brook might be an exception. Joe Brook seems like the kind of guy I can hand a small sack of cash to and say, baseball good for me, and he will go, okay. By the way, speaking of baseballing good, how fucking Bush League is it that the Pirates sent Rowdy Tellez down for playing before he got a bonus? Like, that's just not cool, man. Like, that's cheap beyond the sake of being cheap, and I don't agree with that in the slightest. Would I do it in a video game? Absolutely, but that's because it's a video game. And I have no qualms about fucking over video game guys. They should play better. Um, I mean, Ricky Ruger is a Hall of Fame baseball name, but I just don't think he'll ever improve his control enough to be a worthwhile pitcher. I think it's worth the risk. I think it's worth giving him a shot. So I will, but I think this is a pretty low percentage move. Just being honest with you. Mike Boardman is decent. I think Mike Boardman's got a chance to be an okay reliever. Is there any high potential guy left in this draft? There's a handful. They're just not terribly thrilling. Bobby Weinman is fine. He's super big. He's a big ass dude. He might end up shipped into first base over his career, but I'm willing to give him a shot. It literally cost me nothing other than a draft pick, and I've got plenty of those. No thanks, Ernesto. We have a lot of catchers left. Like, holy shit, do we have a lot of catchers left? We'll take Joel Strand. I trust high school is where Baker Mayfield played high school football. Man, I wish the Browns still had Baker Mayfield instead of Deshaun fucking Watson. That was such a stupid move, even from the first get go. Like, it was bad in high. It was bad at the time, and it just looks even stupider now. Not to mention he's a piece of shit, human being. Um, yeah, you could draft John Yeager, I guess. It's hard to care too much. Like at this point, I'm picking people for the new memes as much as I'm picking them because I think they'll be great. Like his name is Rayston. What a fucking name! Welcome to the club. These are cool names here. I like Marcus Cushingberry. Yes, just gonna draft you based on vibes. Keishiro Jones. What a name. I feel like Keishiro's like a character in some sort of like obscure anime, though like 26 people have ever watched. But you feel that strongly about it. That you're like Jody Uwu, I mean Jody Chukwu, Kavashi Fussell. Yeah, we're gonna go for Kavashi Fussell. What a name. Truly outstanding work, everyone. Um, I think this offers us a lot of upside, and I think we can't sleep on our first pick, which is Steve Pratt. This is a guy who's got the ability to stick at center field, which is always a big benefit. But if he can take a high quality bat and pair it with his excellent defense and base running, he's got a chance to be. He's not quite a 5 tool player. He's got the hit tool. He's got the power. He's got the base running, and oh no, he is. He will be considered a 5 tool player because the five traditional tools are hitting for contact, hitting for power, base running, arm, and defense. So yeah, I would argue defense should be holistic, and I would use play discipline. Actually, maybe I'm wrong. Internet, give me an answer, please. What is a 5 tool player in baseball? No, it is throwing arm. Okay. Yeah, I was completely right. Something called the Flippin' Group is talking about a 6th tool, which is really interesting to me. Oh, it's mental makeup. Mm. I don't think it was that flippin' great. See what I did there? Um, but yeah, I feel pretty good. I think we've definitely gotten ourselves some nice high upside prospects. Which is good. I think it's going to help us out a fair bit. I feel like we just run up to the trading deadline and then see where we're at and see if there's a move that makes sense. Because I don't want to sacrifice the future for the present. I just don't think that's smart. I don't have a ton of value in terms of prospects, and so I'm not willing to part with anybody significant. Unless it's for like a generational type player. A 5 tool player, one might say. Colton Hartman would like. Okay, what are you asking for here? Josh Pierce. No, those guys are both better than yours. I don't think so. Colton Hartman would love to come back and play for me again. How much money do you even want for that? I don't think so. I don't think he actually has had a decent year. You know what? Yes, I will agree to your demands for $1.7 million in 2 years. I think that's fair. Um, Josh Bolton's pretty good. I don't know that even more pitching is going to help solve any of our issues, but I'm at least willing to talk it through for the right people at the right price. Jackson Merrill doesn't do me any favors here. He's an okay dude. I just don't think he fills a need. Jim Lacey, maybe, but I don't want to trade with the Yankees. I don't want to trade within the division if I can avoid it. Rusty Handler is fine, but he's not fine enough to spend anything serious for him. Corbin Carroll is a big no for me, dog. If I had a DH, I'd consider it, but I don't, so not worthwhile. As long as it's too damn expensive. If I thought we were one player away, a guy like him makes some sense, but I don't think we are one player away. Is there anybody whose contract is coming up that I don't want to keep? Chris Perry's not having a great year. Mike Taylor's not even in the major leagues. Dylan O'Reilly's been fun. Somebody might want him. Any prospects for a Dylan O'Reilly by chance? Nope. I think that's fine then. I just don't think there's a move in here that really changes our fortunes. And I'm not saying that the team is that great. I'm saying that I just don't think there's a future where making one or two trades is going to change anything. And we don't even really have the kinds of players that I would find interesting. I got a trade proposal at the very end there, which wasn't that good anyway. So, um, I do think I want to give some opportunities when rosters expand. I think that's going to be pretty big for us, but I don't necessarily think that our improvement comes from without, just because I don't have the assets that I'm willing to part with. Prince Trotman getting better hitting for contact is certainly nice. John Tata is getting better. Varner is getting a little bit better. Hackett's getting a little bit better. Even as he hits for less contact, which I think is an issue. Velma's gotten better. Billy Pickering is improving. Kevin Grant is getting better. Ted Salvato just took a pretty nice boost, which is appreciated. There's some decent improvements there. I'm not gonna lie. There's some encouraging improvements. I just wish that Casey Choate was one of them. Jano. I'm interested to see what happens if he opts out. Um, I think he's gone from being an ace pitcher to just a very good one. And while that still has value, I don't know that I'm going to sit around there and go, yes, this is the ticket. And then turn around and give him like a giant sack of money. Nice. I mean, that was basically nothing in terms of money. So I am perfectly content to give him a very small bucket of cash to just see if he has more in him. But a guy like that's always handy to have in your bullpen. How are we this good this year? Like I'm truly flummoxed. This is a pretty good chance to give Mitch Couples an opportunity because I think he's kind of where he's going to be. So I think giving him a few reps is a good idea this late in the season. Plus, it lets Hackett recover, so that is a good bit of news there. This is one of the weirdest teams I think I've ever had. I'm not complaining, but just the guys that I thought would be big producers aren't, and the guys that I thought wouldn't matter that much are actually having pretty damn good years. I mean, Alejandro Aguilera is our best hitter on this club this year because Sergio Zapata doesn't have enough plate appearances to qualify for the batting title. That's amazing to me. That's funny. Um, yeah, I don't know how we're getting it done, but so far we are, so I'm just gonna not question it. We're doing it because we had lots of home runs. I mean, all of my starters had 10 or more home runs this season. And two of them are, I've pretty likely that three of them are going to have 20 or more, which is pretty wild. So let us proceed. And Fuso is the best player in the major leagues this season. Okay. Well, this week anyway. And don't forget, Mike Bush has double-digit home runs, and he's just on the bench right now. But this fucker's sitting on 22 home runs. We hit the ball hard here in Charlotte. We just maybe don't hit it consistently. How is the Prince doing here? He's doing fine. Not bad, not great, fine. I trust Hackett a little bit more. How is Hackett actually playing this season? Is he playing well? He is playing reasonably well. Um, so yeah, I think we still need higher end middle infielders. Losing Lesko for 5 weeks is unfortunate, but this does give me a chance to play Fanouf. Sorry, yeah, Prince Diaz. No, it doesn't. We're gonna use Julio Mora. I'm being silly. Absolutely no reason to rush Diaz beyond any more than I already have. That was a big stupid brain moment. I don't know where my head was at. Mr. Hackett, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to rehab a little bit longer, but I will promote you back to the major leagues as soon as our rosters expand. I don't know if the Twins are really good this year, or the AL Central is just really bad. I'll leave that question with Blosser. The AL West is fucking stacked this year, though. Zam. Good old Tim Reeves resurfaces. All right, Mr. Hackett, welcome back to the majors. Casey Choate, welcome back to the majors. Geoff, welcome to the majors. I think Ormerod can come back to the majors. I think Archuleta can come back. And I think Thompson can show up. Brad Adams is developing very quickly, which is excellent to see. He's still a long ways away from the major leagues, but I enjoy watching him develop. Don't look now, but Joe Dahlberg is actually having a pretty decent season. Um, he's probably about a year and a half away from the majors, which is obviously excellent news. I'm not going to force you to start Casey Choate in the major leagues. I'm going to let you do what you want with him. It's like we have a postseason spot locked up yet, so I want you to use him where you think he is the most valuable. Look at the ALS. Other than the Mariners, everyone's at 500 or above. That's crazy. That's a tight ass division. Dylan, you've done nothing but fucking bitch since I acquired you. How about you just stop complaining, okay? How about you shut your mouth hole and just play the damn game? I have clinched, I believe, the division with the X. Yeah, I've clinched the division. How did I not get a cool email about winning the division? That's disappointing. Playoff roster. Who do we think makes it? I don't like that. Oh, here's the one I want. I want players eligible for postseason roster because it tells me at a glance who actually is being left off. I trust Hardman a hell of a lot more than I trust Archuleta. Lord Gillette is not bad. What if I left Josh Thompson off the postseason roster since he has done fuck all? I just think that Hartman's veteran skills here might be a handy thing to have on our postseason roster. I am not leaving Joey Newton off the roster. He's actually had a pretty decent season for us. I like having him. I mean, JD Moore has done fuck all season, right? Yeah, JD Moore and Kurt Matthews can be left off the roster. Go ahead and give me Joey Newton. I'm also going to leave off JD Moore. And we're going to add. I don't really want the rookie to have the spot. Maybe Salazar. I just want a really good defender in case somebody gets hurt. So I think Salazar is the guy who gets to make the roster. There we go. All right, friends, let's get after it. Can we even make it past the first round? Holy fuck, Ernie Jarvis has been amazing this year. I think he's going to win the Cy Young this year, guys. I feel pretty strongly about that. And he just looks effortless in the first round of the postseason. You'd love to see it. Damn. Guys, if we're gonna make any kind of noise here in the postseason, it's gonna be because of our pitching staff. Um, it's been so long for us to for so long our offense carried us. I think it's time for the pitching staff to chip in and be big time contributors. Um, I mean, you swept a 2-game series. I get that technically it counts as sweeping, but still. Oh no, I hit the wrong button. Don't do that to me, game. I need to sim every game one at a time. That's the secret. That's how you win. You don't sim it all at one time. You just go one at a time for maximum drama. Nice. Yeah, look at this fucking pitchers duel, man. Arnie Jarvis is like, give me a new contract. You know what, fucker? How about a 5-year deal with 2 team options? How does that grab you? I need the team options. If I'm gonna give you a long-term contract, I have to have the team options. It's not negotiable. Let me keep the trade clause. This is such a bad deal. Like I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go on the record right now. This is a bad deal. However, I think he's such a good pitcher. He's been so durable for so long that if any pitcher is worthy of this big an offer, it's him. So yeah. Boom. Look at that, guys. Look at that. We're on to the ALCS, baby. Oh, damn. Getting Sean Let's Go back is a huge shot in the arm for the bullpen. Let's make that a thing right the fuck now. Yeah, Ethan Varner, fuck that guy. Give me Lesko. Alright, the fans are jazzed. I am reasonably jazzed. I am concerned. Like, this is certainly not a perfect deal. It's a lot of money. But it's a lot of money for a player that's played at a very high level. And even if toward the back half it starts to look kind of gross, the fact that I got him to agree to having not a no to negate the no trade clause puts us in a position where I think we can make it work. It's our old friend Amari Eob. It's treason then. And Jimmy Harmon. Holy shit. Apparently, like, Minnesota takes all of my leavings. Wild. I wonder how Jacques did this year. Let's have a peek at him. How is old Pringles here? You know what? He had a pretty damn good season. And he's also out for the rest of the season. If that isn't Jacques in a nutshell, he had a nice season though. Like, that's a really good season. 15 home runs is more than he's hit since 2033, so he's had a pretty good season. It also puts him closer to making the Hall of Fame, which only benefits. I mean, I guess it benefits his team too, but oh no, Sergio Creo got lit up. Okay, well, Masuda, nice, locking it down. Dumeng here's having is having himself a postseason though. That is 3 home runs, which is more than the rest of my team combined. I mean, sure, Hackett. Sure. Now, the thing is, I can't call anybody. I can't put anybody in the roster to take his spot. So hopefully we can end this quickly. So you get a chance to rest up. Boom. 10th. What happened to Jarvis? Jarvis had a good day. It looks like we just went to the bullpen a little bit earlier. He got injured? Oh no. Please, game. Please. Okay, he's day to day. Alright, he should recover in time. Okay. Don't fuck with me, game. Don't even think about it. Uh, I think Dave Ormerod can be our backup second baseman. I think that feels decent. We haven't played the Dodgers at all this season. Wild. All right, Ernie. I mean, I can't sit there and say what an amazing game by Ernie Jarvis because he barely pitched well, but okay, let's talk about fucking Prince Trotman's ridiculous postseason. He had 11 home runs in the major in the regular season. He already has 6. That is banana. Nice. A pitcher's duel. Effortlessly pitched by Sergio Carrillo. 2 hits. 1 walk. And then Quinn comes in. I don't know why you brought in Nate Quinn for two innings, but I don't care. All I care about is the victory. Ooh, this is a hard fought game. Masuda was good. He just wasn't quite good enough. Damn. And then they beat the shit out of Archuleta. I mean, Roy here at 3 home runs. It's hard to argue with that. It is hard to argue with that. I think we're due for Zapata waking up. For him to go, oh yeah, I play for this team as well. They even got to Ernie Jarvis. Oh no. Ernie, my man. Sergio, please, you're my only hope. Close my eyes. Okay. Sergio got it done. It is all up to Masuda. Mr. Masuda, you are highly compensated. This is what you were brought to this team to do. Now pitch good. And he got injured and we lost the World Series in 7 games. Damn. Like, this was a highly competitive World Series. With every game except for game 1 and game 4 a real nail biter. Hmm. I hate to say it. High. 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 Like, we didn't hit this postseason. I mean, eventually our weak offense was gonna bite us in the butt. Um, man, this would have been probably our craziest World Series title had we actually pulled off the victory. I guess I could have played the game in retrospect, but you know what? I'm fine. We came together as a team with fantastic pitching. And while I think we definitely took I think we definitely slid back. I still feel pretty happy. I still feel pretty happy with what we managed to accomplish this season. Yeah, I don't care. Um, I think we tear off the band aid. I think Gunnar Henderson has had an incredible career, and we're very grateful for his service, but I think we opt out of his contract. I just don't think he's a good risk, so we're going to avoid his last contract year. Masuda, I think you're delusional thinking you're going to get a raise after you shit the bed in the postseason, but we'll see. Like, Zapata was almost for as many wins as he was last year. Of course, I'm going to execute his option. We're now at above average market. Nice. The active roster drops by 1. I don't love that. Our team trainer has retired. Okay, okay, okay. Anybody cool here? I do like Soon Jae Kim, but not enough to spend anything significant for him. All right. We have the money to make a major move this season, and I think we're going to have to do it. I think we have to. I think we have to make the appropriate moves to get us where we need to be. Review season goals. You were happy. You want to MVP winner. Okay, you're happy about that. Great. I will consider offering Gunnar Henderson an extension if he'll take a pretty significant pay cut. That's a pretty significant pay cut. The man just wants to retire a Silver Wolf, and who could blame him? Oh, let me slap on a couple of team options, and I think one more year is worthwhile. Yeah, that's fine. Because he's still better than anyone else I've got at the moment, so I'm happy to give him his extension. Yeah, let me rush to offer Dylan O'Ray a fucking qualifying entry. Wait, let me not do that. How did this year go? I think what was most interesting about this season in particular is while we didn't have as many stars offensively, we had a lot of players pick up the slack in various ways. We had an ungodly number of home runs, a truly transcendent number of home runs. Um, Even Joey Newton, who played off the bench at 10 home runs. We had a lot of power this year, which is excellent, obviously. Um, and Fuso was a pretty good acquisition. He's already proven to be pretty valuable, and I think will continue to be a high quality player going forward. Albert Morales certainly had himself a pretty good year with us. Um, I think he took to Charlotte's air, and I think we're in good position here. I think our outfield now is deeper than it's been in a while. Like, yes, Zapata, obviously. We have Bush, we have Newton, we have Enfuso, we have Morales. I think we're in decent shape. Trotman gonna Trotman. And then what did Dusty Hackett end the year on? Was he any good? Did you hack it this year? Yeah, you were pretty decent. You weren't anything sensational, but you were decent. So middle infield obviously is a big thing for us. If we could bring in a middle infielder, I think that would be huge. But how good was our pitching this year? Oh my god. Um, that's really good. Yeah. I had no idea it was that close. Sergio Carrillo just balled the fuck out and is proven to be just otherworldly. Damn, son. Great year from Quinn, great year from Milanes, good year from Masuda. Not what he was worth, but a good year from Masuda. Um, Batty was decent. Some of our bullpen was actually pretty bad this year, but we were literally dragged kicking and screaming by Jarvis and Creo just being incredible, and I love that for us. This is gonna be a fascinating offseason. Um, because we've got a lot of decisions to make. A lot of decisions to make. Keeping Henderson, I think, offers us some continuity. And he wasn't that bad. He just wasn't what he used to be. But for $10 million to win is 2 WAR is pretty reasonable. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens, guys. We're gonna see what we are managed to accomplish. Sergio Cruz is gonna want so much fucking money, and I'm gonna be hard pressed to tell him he can't have it. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. That is it for today's episode, my friends. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe, comment down below. But until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.